Hi guys, welcome to the episode of A Student's Perspective. I'm Natalia.
I'm Natasha.
And today we are here in the Brizo showroom here at Las Vegas KBIS. We're here with Elle-Millard. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Elle-Millard. I come from a trend perspective where we're sourcing trends across the globe and have landed myself a job here at Brizo. And this year at KBIS, we have launched a brand new collection which just won Best in Show, which is super exciting. So our new collection is focused in around Kintsu, which is wabi-sabi design. And we are looking at having this idea of wellness and this broken geometry really focus in on how we can create different asymmetry in our faucet collection. So we've learned some things from millennial generation that this is the first generation that our brains are working in equal pairs. So both left and right brain are equally as focused in on what's happening in our everyday world. So this movement in millennials and driving things forward is really helping drive new product development as well.
Oh, thank you. So before we go into the whole Brizo brand and company and what exactly you guys are doing here, do you mind telling the people watching a little bit about yourself and a little background about how you got here?
Yes, so I started as an artist in probably 2004, working on my master's degree in sculpture, and then led myself to a design job doing commercial design. And then eventually evolved into where I was cast to be on HGTV's Design Star Season 2, which was super fun. And then started working for the National Kitchen and Bath Association, which is an amazing trade association where students can get involved, brands get involved, designers get involved, and really help move the industry forward. So as an NKBA employee, I had became a brand ambassador for the NKBA, really connecting this message and driving trends throughout media perspective as well as brands and designers and kind of connecting that network of forces. So just 6 months ago, well, I'll back up just a hair. About a year ago, I was invited out to Delta Faucet Company to be an influencer to help promote some of the products in my role at NKBA. And I came out to Indiana and fell in love with not only the culture, but the products, the people. It was an unbelievable message that I brought back to our community of design friends. And from there, got a lot of media attention for the overall company and was at KBIS last year and had heard that there was an opening for corporate learning manager, which is training people on how our products are working. And I applied for the job and now I'm here. So I've been here about 6 months and really, really loving it so far.
That's awesome. I guess I kind of want to backtrack on the artist standpoint.
Yeah.
So you said you became an artist first and then you went into the design field?
Yes.
So what kind of impact was that on design? Because I feel like artists are artists, your head's down into it and then you get into this larger scale of designing huge.
Yes, very much so. So artists as the one-on-one boutique kind of feel gives an approach of you have this one and only type of product in your home as an artist or a sculptor. But the same is true within design. You're creating that on a broader scale for a broader audience. So you really start dissecting how people are thinking in the industry and as a consumer. So we look at things like the lifestyle that people are living and how this incorporates into their lifestyle. And some of it is very art-driven or art-focused, which depends on the clientele. So for Brizo, that is very much a part of our message, is being fashion-forward and very unique in the industry, the first to market with certain things. So that is the idea that really incorporates this whole artistic mindset into this luxury brand.
Do you think your experience with that one-on-one connection with the client and that one-on-one hands-on experience with an individual helped you create commercial spaces and thinking about that broader audience? How are you thinking about that connection between an individual and then now designing a space for all? How do you see that?
So we focus residentially here, but when you're designing for the masses, we work based on research, and we do a ton of research from other designers. We study the brain, how people are thinking, how people move about a space. So in general, that is kind of how we approach things as a brand, and you really take a very different approach from designing for the masses than you do for one specific audience, but at the end of the day there will be one consumer using your product. So it is a tricky balance in how you kind of blend that, but it's really based on facts, data, and research in the industry.
Do you owe, I guess, the show and being on that social media platform, do you owe that experience to where you've gotten yourself to now, as far as being able to reach out and help others, such as students like us and the other ones out there that you had mentioned?
Yeah, honestly, when I was on HGTV's Design Star, it was like MySpace was cool, so Facebook really wasn't even out yet. So I had kind of missed the learning, or not the learning curve, but I had missed the curve of absorbing all of those followers from being on the show. But actually, my presence in the industry through the National Kitchen and Bath Association allowed me to have a platform where I could reach more of a specific targeted audience. So I would say my influence came mostly from the National Kitchen and Bath Association versus HGTV. And I'm going to be totally frank, for HGTV, that audience is looking for something very specific as far as entertainment value. Yes. The reality is that is not how we design. Right. So HGTV is for television and design is for real life. So as a brand specifically, we are really designing for real life. Like, we want that to feel right in your hand. And I'd love to share with you some of the things that make us really unique from a luxury perspective. Not only when I talk about the senses and engaging them, we engineer the look and the aesthetic for sure to make sure that it functions, but the feel of the water to your hand is engineered. So we'll look at how the water exits through the faucet, and if it has any sporadic patterns or anything of that nature, we pay attention to that because we don't want that feeling. We want it to be a smooth, silky feel for a luxury audience. So our engineers will 3D print some things and then look at that in a clear material and see where there are air gaps and things of that nature to be able to correct and counterbalance that type of feel. So it goes back to
H2O kinetic technology is the next level of luxury for the shower. Providing an enveloping, drenching experience like no other. H2O kinetic technology utilizes highly engineered chambers to harness water's natural energy, creating vortexes that oscillate and sculpt water into a unique wave pattern to create an enveloping spray that retains heat longer, with droplets designed to be the size of rainforest water drops, and consistent performance even at lower pressure to create a more indulgent shower experience while using less water. Because true luxury is more than just more. It can also be less. H2O kinetic technology, the perfect intersection of less and more.
Goes back to the senses as well.
Yeah, so it's a trial and error in a sense. It's a lot of...
Yeah, and we never claim to be perfect. We're a culture that believes on continuous improvement, not only from our designers, but from our experts and our engineers as well.
Yeah, I guess from going off of that, like, where do you see this company going in the future?
Oh, it's pretty exciting. So I just started 6 months ago, so I'm pretty excited there. And we really do hire the best of the best. I say every day, it's like I'm working with Steve Jobs. Our engineers are incredibly brilliant, where you have an idea and they not only execute open-mindedly, but they will move it forward in a way that makes sense for our consumers. So they do think about the feel of the water, and when you touch the faucet, what does that actually feel like? So working with them every day is really freaking awesome. And we just hired 2 new product designers, which I'm pretty excited about. So we'll get to see from their perspective a new fresh take on what's going on in product design as well.
Talking about like the work environment and how you feel and how excited you are, do you mind like describing the work environment here at Brizo? Like, how is it working?
Yeah, so Brizo is under a massive corporation called Delta Faucet Company, where we own 3 brands. So Brizo is a luxury brand, Delta Faucet is the mass brand, and Peerless is the affordable brand. So each of them hit a different audience, but all of us, there's about 5,000 employees that work at Delta Faucet Company that really share the love and passion, and the culture is like no other. And 100% hands down, that's why I joined the team. There's something that really is to be said about good manufacturing and good ethical workplace, and we have that. So we all kind of move the ship together forward as best as we can.
That's awesome. So you say that Brizo is kind of like directed towards millennials. So is like a good majority of your team, like, are they millennials? Do you find that different from like the younger kids? Like, coming up? I guess like mid-age students are coming up versus like an older crowd.
We have a blend. So we definitely hire millennials, but we have very, very experienced engineers as well. People have been with the company for 40 plus years. So we see a blend for sure. And I would say that Brizo is not specifically targeted towards millennials. We really look at the high-end designers and those that are living that congruent lifestyle or have clients that are living that more posh lifestyle.
Is there any like pro tips I guess you would give somebody who wants to intern there as far as?
Oh, we have a great intern program.
Great.
Yes, for sure. It's just show up. Like I always say that. But competition is really, really tough. And you have to build your portfolio in a way that really stands out. So the projects that you're doing in school, if you actually get them bound in a book that's professional and you leave that book behind, it is an investment. You're going to spend $100 on that book and you're going to leave it behind on your interview and you're going to walk away and you're going to get that job. So those are the types of things, like even as an intern or someone that's looking for a new job, those are the nice leave behinds to have to build your portfolio.
Well, I'm so excited about these products. I think we should take a little walk around.
Yes,
so
for
you
sure.
could explain these new collections to us.
Yes, I'm super excited. So Kintsu is just won Best of Show at KBIS, which is a huge deal. There's 1 million square feet of show floor coverage. So to have the product in this little tiny square footprint win Best of Show is unbelievable. But the idea behind it is wabi-sabi design, which is broken geometry, focuses on wellness. And what we've done is allowed some customization in both kitchen and bath. So with the Kintsu collection, we have inlays that are available with teak finishes, black onyx, or you can customize them to your own finish. So if there's a flooring that you would want to put in to match your flooring, you can inlay that into the handle or a backsplash, or if you have a dinosaur fossil or something cool, you can customize that then for your client's personal taste.
I think what we've been hearing a lot around here and at KBIS is that luxury equals that custom fit to that certain client. I feel like that's what people are looking for now when they think of luxury.
Yeah, everybody wants their own personal touch on their space, so it makes it
feel that they're involved in it as well.
Yes.
And that kind of gives it that special touch. So let's go check out the products.
Yeah, this is so cool. So this is the Kintsu collection, as I had mentioned before, where you have the negative space, and you can either leave this void if you'd like, or you can fill this with teak, mother of pearl, or as I had mentioned before, custom inlays. We provide cut instructions for you to be able to put whatever you want in there. This valve specifically is super cool. So this is a thermostatic valve, which basically means when you turn this off and on, the temperature stays where you put it. So if you want it to be at this temperature setting here, when you turn it on, it will stay there. For every time that you take a shower, it hits the same temperature. And then this is a 3-function valve. We have a 3-function or a 6-function. And what that basically means is you can see here in the shower head, which the shower head is so cool. We offer a rain head and a waterfall. You can see they're both going now, and then you can turn it to just the rain head, or you can turn it to just the waterfall. So that's 3-function. You can pair that with the same type of look with a 6-function valve that would then allow you to have body sprays and hand showers as well. So you really get the custom features to have that car wash experience, but wellness in mind, and give you all the customization with this as well.
Is that a void as well? There you see that kind of like mimicking.
Yes, that's the same wabi-sabi design. That's all that broken geometry and the negative space.
That also, I feel like, gives a chance to look at the elements that are above the shower as well.
Yeah. It just gives that very serene feel of the waterfall, and you experience how the water actually flows.
All right. Well, I hope to see you next show.
Hopefully, yeah.
So inside we have the lab portion. We have the lab portion of Kintsu here, where then we have the black onyx finish, and we have the mother of pearl inlays here. And here we are seeing the void as well.
New. I have the alignment right.
Oh, right here.
So part of the wabi-sabi collection is that broken geometry, which I had mentioned before. So we have a nice clean line here, and Brizo focuses in on surprise and delight. So this faucet functions a little different than other faucets, but it's very intuitive as well and gives you that unique perspective on that geometry and line that people so desire. So super clean and sleek, but also
You would never know it was even a hammer.
Isn't it so cool? It's awesome. This is such a nice line, and we also have the option for the crossbar handles, which I love. They look like those little bird feet. There's just something very smooth and silky about that as you approach the handle. really about that experience and what you're feeling and the senses in your hands.
Awesome.
As far as like cleaning, I know that's not the most like elaborate thing to talk about, but how do you guys think about that type of stuff when you're designing?
Yes.
As far as what does it look like and how dirty does it get?
Yes.
How can I clean this?
The polished finishes, obviously, if you're touching them like you are at a trade show, they will get some fingerprints on them. But there's a coating on there to eliminate the maximum, or eliminate that the oils from our fingers.
Very, very nice.
But cleaning for single handle obviously is much easier than a widespread because you have the 3 components to be cleaning around. Walnut faucets make it very nice to clean nothing because you can just wipe the counter there. So these are all types of different options in which you can think about as designing a space.
Can you talk to us a little bit about this idea you have here? Was this something that you guys collaborate on at, when you guys are talking about how to design this showroom?
There are booth designers that do, yes.
Okay.
So they will collaborate with our product team, the engineers, and our booth development team in coming up with the overall concepts of how it relates and ties back into the product. So obviously all been thought out, yes.
Anything else that you'd like to show us?
We do have the collection for Odin, which is also really nice. And for the first time, we have Insta-Hot, which is available for the high-end market. So in the past, you've not had an Insta-Hot faucet. You kind of had to compromise with either traditional or modern. And now we have a faucet specific for our collection, which gives us that high-end feel. I'm assuming the Insta-Hot here is something that can be done very quickly with instant hot water, ranging between 110 and 120 degrees. And you can sanitize things very easily with boil water. We have our lovely Vanna here that's helping us out. Can you give us a little more description about that?
Yeah, so basically it's kind of a life hack kitchen solution type deal. So it's hot enough, just shy of boiling, to be able to sanitize without using harsh chemicals that will then go back on your face. That's really helpful for cleaning other things like toothbrushes, some dental appliances, as long as they don't like soap on them, that sort of thing. It's filtered, so you can also make French press coffee right out of the tap, hot tea, warm up an ice cream scoop, a knife to cut through something difficult, a little more safety, and then loosen the lids of jars. Unstick the honey, the syrup, or anything. But you can also make mini rice meal, ramen noodle.
That's our favorite.
This
is a student channel, so they love ramen.
Ramen. You make ramen out of the tap. It's amazing. Power out. Let's read the room. Power out some red wine.
Yeah.
If you spill. Yeah. So it's hot enough to take that out as well. So it's just kind of especially a morning problem solver for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah. Well, and the Instant Hot isn't new, but having it in a nice faucet and accessible just opened it up for people that wanted that nice faucet.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So, anything else?
Yes, in this collection we have, this is the Odin collection, and this is offered in both round and square profile, which you can see the round here. And with Odin, we have the ability to customize the handles as well. So you have this teak handle, which is really nice, again, to the touch. It's very soft and warm. We're seeing a lot of the mixing here with the warm, brassy, buttery tones mixed with the woods.
Yeah.
And then we also have the large faucet here in the square profile. Sorry if I'm standing in the way. Last but not least, we have the kitchen faucet, which is touch. And I'll show you in just a minute. Sorry. So this is the kitchen collection. This is a touch faucet. As you saw, I'm going to touch that on, touch that off. And I'm going to just do this a couple times so you can get an idea of how quick it responds to touch. But our engineer team have decided that if you decide to move this from faucet to faucet, it recognizes my touch, which always has blown my mind to see that it recognizes a 1, 2, 3, but if I hold it for longer than a split second, it goes. And also another trick here is this part of the faucet does not reach the signal, so that you can pull this down and spray the sink. And we've seen so many of those faucets with this dangly little thing. We have a magnetic docking station, which is one of our patents. The faucet, for those that are not familiar with touch, operates like a regular faucet. So you'll be able to turn it on, turn it off.
So it then gives you that option.
Yeah, so you have the option. So someone that comes to your home and doesn't know, they know that they can just turn that faucet off. But for you, the ease of being able to have chickadee hands and touch the faucet and be able to go about your day is kind of what it's all about.
Thank you so much for showing us all of these products and showing us really in detail. I think we talk a lot about this stuff here on the show, but we never actually gave us a chance to dive into it and actually learn about the mechanics and the thoughts behind it.
Very good. Thanks for having me all. And hope to see everyone at KBIS or somewhere along the journey. Thank you.
Hey guys, this has been another episode of The Student's Perspective.